Hello and welcome back to an exciting one, the last stack of packs from the 1992 Maxx Racing Cards NASCAR series. And it has this cardboard on the bottom. Let's see if there's anything under it. Probably not. Nope. Would be cool if there was like a hidden message or something. And here's a quick cool lesson on the effects of how we store things. So this is cardboard, right? From the 90s. Was not intended to be archival. And you could see here how inside the box it browned the paper it was in contact with. So that's what happens when certain papers come into contact with others, especially when they're not acid free. So when we talk about our collector cards, that's why it's important to put it in proper archival storage and so on and so forth. So a little cool surprise in there to share. Here's our box from the Maxx Racing 5th anniversary edition. Box even looks nice, the packs look nice, and as we're going to see in a minute, the cards look beautiful. Over here is our podium. The best cards that we find will go on there until there's only one left at the end. We'll find out who our champion is today. And with that, let's open up and see what we've got. We'll talk some of the racers. We'll talk some pricing as we find cards that may have some value to it. But most importantly, we'll just have some fun checking out an older set and some great people that made it possible and are featured on the cards. And for example, Harry Hyde from that 1980s set there. And we got memorable moments. I love the coloring on these cards. The black framing is incredible. And on the front, you can see the gold around and the black borders. It's very, very cool. So by winning 3 races in 91, International Race of Champions, Rusty Wallace was able to take the series title over 11 other great drivers from all forms of auto racing. So that's a very cool one there for Rusty Wallace. All right, we keep on rolling. We got Tim Earp, Mike Chaplin, Dick Beattie, Art Krebs, Joe Nemechek, Harry Gant, Jeff Gordon, very cool. Let's give him the horn. So this Jeff Gordon is worth around $60 or so in a PSA 10. Looks like the corner is a little roughed up, but we're of course still going to save it and put him with the other ones that we'll check out a little more closely later. And I think, what do you think? Is Jeff going to take our podium? I think he does. Let's put him up and move on to Ken Schrader. We got Morgan Shepherd, Junie Dunleavy, Felix Sabate, Billy Stavola, Mark Smith, and we're on to our second pack. And we got owner Bob Rahilly from the 91 series, Rockingham, race number 27, Daytona, race number 15, checklist number 5, Mike Joy, Jim Phillips, Dale Earnhardt, very cool, all pro first team, put that into a sleeve. And when you look at these cards, I'll show you. I like on the the special cards. Like even here, the first team is in gold, and the All Pro on the bottom is in gold. Beautiful. We got Kirk Schmerderdine and Shelmerdine and Tony Glover, All Pro second and third team, and they even have it printed. Second team in gold there, third team in there. Very nice. Andy Petrie and Will Lind. Whoop. All Pro. And Patty Moyes, holder of the Women's World Closed Course speed record of 217 miles per hour at Talladega in 1990. That's cool. That's fast. Ted Musgrave. Jeff Purvis. Greg Sachs. Kyle Petty. All right. It's got the Mellow Yellow sponsorship. We got Donnie Wingo. And on we go to the next one. I try to be gentle because the foil is very strong, and I don't want to mess up anything that's inside. Like Mark Martin. All right, 1988. Very good shape card there. And put him into a sleeve. There we go. Mark Martin. And we got Dover. Race number 11. Checklist number 1. We're doing pretty well on checklists. And we got Rookie of the Year for Bobby Hamilton. That's pretty cool. Country Time sponsorship. Eddie Bierschwal. The Busch Grand National Champion. Bob Labonte. Oh, owned the Oldsmobile was owned by his dad, and so Bobby waged a season-long battle with Kenny Wallace for the championship, winning the title by just 72 points. Very cool. Dorsey Schroeder. Lake Speed. Great name. Great name for racing. Memorable moments at Richmond. We got memorable moments at Daytona without sustaining any major injury. That is excellent to know. And Martinsville. Donnie Richardson. Ricky Pearson. And Michigan. Race number 19. Dale Jarrett. Dover. Race number 23. And Harry Gant. All right, on we go. So who do you want to see next? We've seen some really good racers. Who would you want to find in the next pack? Here we got Bill and Mickey Stavola from the early set. Mike Wallace. Sean McMahon III. Dick Moroso. Chuck Little. Ray and Diane DeWitt. Derek Cope. Harry Hyde. Steve Barkdahl. Gene Roberts. Buddy Parrott. Jimmy Fenning. Bobby Moody and David Munari, the Pro Team double cards. And these look, I always love seeing these. These look great. We got Atlanta. And Martinsville, which is race number 3. Great photo there. All right, we are now turning the corner. We are in pack number 5 or 9. 5 of 9. We're right in the middle. And we're going to find out what is in store for us right now together. Budweiser at the Glen. Another of the race cards from the earlier series. And in we go. Kenny Bernstein. Eddie Wood. Bud Moore. Jack Roush. Robert Yates. Robert Black. Jack Whitmore. Jimmy Cox. Buster Auten. Chris Akanomaki. Award-winning editor, publisher, and broadcaster. Tommy Houston. Ted Bodine. Clifford Allison. And Jimmy Hensley. All right, we are cruising along. And we got Miss Winston from the earlier set. Dan Ford, All-Pro Team. Danny Lawrence, All-Pro Team. Gail Wilson, All-Pro Team. David Little. Jack Sprague. Charlie Glotzbach. Jim Bone. Bobby Hamilton. Tracy Leslie. Randy LaJoy. Mike Chase. Rick Wilson. Ernie Irvin. And George Bradshaw. All right, we are down to the final 3 packs of the entire box. So we've opened up a few more before, and this is the last stack of the last stack of the box, and the back of the, I think it was the front stack. Here we got Watkins Glen from that 1991 series. Harry Grant. Larry Wallace. Kirk Shelmerdine. Elton Sawyer. Bill Sedgwick. Jimmy Means. James Hilton. Bobby Labonte. Paul Andrews. Richard Broom. Tony Glover. Kirk Shelmerdine. I think I'm getting that name by now. Ken Wilson. David Smith from the All-Pro team. All right, in the final stretch, we have 2 packs to go. It's time for whatever we want to get. It is time. And here we've got Michigan from that 1991 series, with Dale Earnhardt picking up his 43rd career Winston Cup win and second at Michigan International Speedway. So that's a cool one. We'll put that into a sleeve and learn a little more about that particular set. And Ricky Craven. Butch Miller. Memorable moments from Richmond. Memorable moments. Dale Earnhardt in Talladega. Memorable moments. Kyle Petty, Talladega. Another memorable moment at Daytona. 5 cars raced, each one with the military paint schemes for the Air Force, Navy, Army, Marines, and the Coast Guard to show support for troops in Operation Desert Storm. Very nice. Scott Houston. Bristol. Race number 20. Martinsville. Race number 24. Phoenix. Race number 23. That's Davey Allison by beating Darrell Waltrip. Pocono. Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace was able to take home his second win. Rusty Wallace was able to take home his second win of the season at the Pocono. And checklist number 6. We may have all the checklists now. Dr. Dick Bergeron. Driven cars, served on crews, promoted events, and written biographies. That's excellent. Ken Squire. And that brings us to the last pack of the last stack of the box. I wonder if something special awaits, and we are going to find out together. So we begin first with the 88 series with Brad Teague. There we go. And we have Darrell Waltrip. Very nice. Bob Labonte, Donnie Allenson, Jimmy McCarr, Doug Williams, Dewey Living Good. We got Daytona and Ernie Irvin. There we go. At Darlington, Michael Waltrip, Talladega, Harry Gant, Sears Point, Davey Allison. Race number 12. That's a cool looking group and a cool looking card. Checklist number 2. And most popular was Bill Elliott. And we got Randy Baker, Dave Mater III. All right. And that rounds out our stack. Let's see who you got on the team today. And I think some really great folks to join us. We have Earnhardt, Mark Martin, another Earnhardt first team All-Pro. And then we have our Jeff Gordon card from 1992. And he won the Busch Grand National Rookie of the Year in 91. So here we go. I'd say an overall exceptional grouping of legends from racing. Really fun to revisit some of those, learn a little bit more about the culture and the people, and the cards that we get to share with that. So hope you learned something and hope you had some fun. There you have it. Until next time.